Guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Niladri Mukherjee and I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. I practice in Mississauga, Ontario. So if you are one of those temporary foreign workers in the US holding some kind of a temporary legal status and are working in the technological sector and are really wondering with the kind of recession that is about to hit in the US, the kind of recession that would impact all of your lives because the employers are laying off the employees in a mass number, this is probably a video that you should be looking at. So Canada definitely needs a lot of technology workers, and US, as far as the hiring of technological skilled working class go, US plays a very important role in front of the Canadian employers because of the proximity, because of the similar working conditions, because of the similar technological abilities, right? So if you are wondering if you can, whether you could move to Canada or not, this is probably a video you should be looking at, because I'm going to tell you a couple of steps that you should probably take advantage of. First and foremost, what you have to do is that you should apply and get yourself a Canadian visitor visa. It will be of immense help to you because no matter how virtual the world has been, I could tell you over 50% of the employers would appreciate if the potential employee have a visitor visa to Canada, because in that case, regardless of where you are in the US, you can easily come and have those final level of interviews sorted. So if you do not have a temporary resident visa, if you do not have a tourist visa, make sure you get one ASAP, literally as soon as possible. And the good news is that regardless of which country you're from, if you're applying from a visitor visa from the US, it does not take more than 2 months to get a decision. So get that done first. While your temporary resident visa is in process, make sure you have a good Canadian CV. Most of the CVs that I see for the technological workers in the US are very, very content heavy. A lot of jargons, a lot of technology, a lot of lines make those CV looking very, very congested. Do not have that. Nobody will have that kind of patience to read through each and every line in your CV. So CV, make sure that lays an impression of a sleek and sort of, I would say, sleek, black and white, and to the point kind of a CV is what I'm talking about. Do not put your photographs and all those things on the CV. So make a sleek, constructive CV, and so that you can present that in front of your employers. The third would be LinkedIn. Majority of the profiles that I see on LinkedIn, it may sound like a very silly point, but majority of the profiles that I see on LinkedIn do not have a professional photograph. So first of all, make sure you have a photograph on LinkedIn, and secondly, make sure it is a professional photograph. So if you have gone on some kind of a trekking or a hiking, do not have that photo as your LinkedIn professional photo, right? Take a bit of moment, use a good camera, good photography, good lighting, and get yourself a professional photograph. That really helps. The about me section of LinkedIn plays a paramount importance, right? So do not really make that section a content heavy one. Write slick lines, a couple of lines that usually gets the impression what you do and what you are and what kind of status you have in the current country of residence. Once those three things are sorted, start your job search. Getting a job, particularly in any field of technology here in Canada, from the US, is not a hugely challenging task. I'm not saying it's a cakewalk. It is, it never was, and it will never be. But getting a job here in Canada, particularly if you hold a valid legal status in the US, is not a hugely difficult at this point in time. But in order for you to make that happen, in my opinion, there are a few steps that you should potentially take. Instead of just applying through the jobs on LinkedIn and Monster and all those things, focus on one single platform as of right now. And that, in my opinion, is LinkedIn. If that means that you have to take a LinkedIn subscription to reach out to the potential HR heads, I mind you, the first month of LinkedIn subscription is free, wherein you can send a lot of emails, right? Take advantage of that. Or even if you have to pay after a month or two, do that. That really gives you a lot of return on investment, in my opinion. Focus on one strong platform that is being appreciated in Canada, has been strongly used in Canada, that is LinkedIn, and reach out to the HR head or the vertical head of respective organizations that have posted a job on LinkedIn. So do not really apply. Make sure you do a little bit of more research and reach out to those folks that have actually posted the jobs, and try to have a conversation built and see how that goes. 90% of the times from my experience, what I see is that that really works rather than just applying on all those jobs randomly, right? Never apply on any jobs randomly. Most importantly, never share your personal information such as your passport number, your CV and phone number and all the other details just randomly. Have a conversation built. Only when the person is showing interest on your profile, share your credentials. It may not be a huge in number. For example, if you apply jobs, you may be able to apply on 500 jobs. But if you are taking your time and doing research and applying through LinkedIn the way that I have said, you may be able to apply on 10 jobs, but 8 out of 10 times those will be fruitful effort. Do that. And when you are in that phase of conversation, when an employer asks you whether you have a legal status or not, you can easily say that, well, I am working with a legal consultant who can help me with all the paperwork, so that's not going to be your headache. I would just appreciate if you give me a fair chance, interview me, and if you see, whether you could hire me or not. If you do, there are many options. For example, Global Talent Stream, which could process my work permit within two weeks. Many employers are not aware of all these technical things, right? So make sure you understand your pitch. What should be your pitch, and pitch that in front of your employers. And I could tell you that it will not be a random effort. It is going to be a targeted effort that is going to potentially help you, right? Another important thing that I think I must tell you is that your places of job search in Canada. You could definitely have a job search focus place, which is Toronto. You could do it on Vancouver, but alongside Toronto and Vancouver, where the competition is very, very high, you should look for alternate options. And those alternate options, in my opinion, are St. John's, New Brunswick, Halifax, Nova Scotia, and even St. John, Newfoundland. Do not leave those places. Not many employees, not many potential employees are reaching out to those very specific employers, and they are really looking for a lot of good skilled resources such as you. So these are the steps that if you're particularly in the United States and are looking for a permanent residency or even a work permit in Canada, should take. And based on the consultations that I have, based on the clients that I work with, uh, there is a good possibility that if you are able to take these steps properly, like the way I have said, the potential or the possibility of success will be quite high. But this is a fairly technical process. If you need this help, A to Z of your process, understanding how it works, and then getting yourself a Canadian CV and all the other things. If you need me to consult you on your options, such as LMIA or any other things that you think, or if your employer needs legal consultation, feel free to reach out to me, book a consultation. I will be more than happy to speak with you as well as your employer and act as a single point of contact and get things done for you. I have worked in these cases with success, and if it's a genuine case, the possibility of success generally goes up quite high, right? So if you need help, if you need professional assistance, drop me a line, contact@nuvonation.ca. Shall be glad to have a consultation set up and see how things go. Hope this helps. See you guys in the next one. Bye now.